Hello, and welcome to Summer Foodservice 101, an introduction to the Summer Foodservice program. The purpose of this video is to provide Virginia school nutrition directors and supervisors with a resource for educating staff members on the Summer Foodservice program. My name is Kelly Shomo, and I will be your host, leading you through the training module, which was adapted from the Working Lunch segment of the 2018 Summer Manager Workshop. This module may be implemented alone or in conjunction with the other 4 videos in the 2018 Summer Manager Workshop series. For more information about the series, visit the Virginia Department of Education's Office of School Nutrition website. Now, if you're ready, let's get started with Summer Foodservice 101. First, let's take a moment to review some guiding practices. These serve to maintain an engaging yet respectful environment that is conducive to learning. Guiding practice number 1 reminds us to attack the problem, not the person. Instead of focusing on the problem, focus on identifying potential solutions. Guiding practice number 2 encourages us to remain present, both mentally and physically. We all have busy schedules and lives outside of this training, but during our time together today, please try to focus on the material so that you get the most out of this course. Part of that focus means silencing your cell phones and refraining from text and email. If you must make or answer a call, please do so away from the learning area so that you do not disrupt your colleagues. Guiding practice number 3 says to listen with an open mind. Instead of mentally preparing your response before another person is finished speaking, take a moment to digest what is being said and remain open to ideas different from your own. Finally, guiding practice number 4 reminds us to avoid side conversations. It's easy to get excited about something and want to share that excitement with your neighbor. However, side conversations disrupt learning and, in some cases, include information that might be valuable to the entire group. Now, with the formalities out of the way, let's move on to our first segment where we will discuss the purpose of the Summer Foodservice program. The Summer Foodservice program, also known as the Summer Meals Program or SFSP, helps bridge the hunger gap during the summer months by providing free, nutritious meals to eligible youth aged 18 or younger. In 2010, the Commonwealth of Virginia was one of the last states to assume administrative oversight of the program. Initially, the Virginia Department of Health was responsible for program oversight. But in the fall of 2017, the program was transferred to the Virginia Department of Education, with the Office of School Nutrition taking over administrative oversight. During the first several years of state administration, the primary focus was on improving program integrity. When Governor and First Lady McAuliffe took office in 2014, efforts to enhance the program gained momentum, as one of the First Lady's priorities was eliminating hunger in Virginia. The Summer Foodservice program has since shown a slow but steady increase in participation. In 2017, 149 sponsors across the Commonwealth served 3.7 million meals at more than 1,500 locations. That said, we know that on average, only 15% of children and teens who rely on free and reduced price meals during the school year also receive free meals during the summer. As such, our goal at the Department of Education is to continue that growth, specifically identifying and filling gaps in service and continuing to improve meal quality. To reach that goal, we must operate the program efficiently, effectively, and according to local, state, and federal regulations. So let's first review when the Summer Foodservice program can be operated. During traditional summer operation, meals are typically served between May and September. But the program can also be operated during the school year when school is not in session. Examples of this include school vacation periods and intersessions in divisions with year-round programs. Additionally, the program can be operated during emergency closures, such as those that occur due to snow, natural disasters, and other emergencies. Program sponsors are encouraged to plan ahead for unseen emergencies and proactively apply for sites to operate during these situations. Finally, school sponsors now have the option of serving summer meals through the Seamless Summer option, which aligns with the National School Lunch Program. In 2017, a total of 13 school food authorities chose to operate the Seamless Summer option. Okay, let's move on to the structure of the summer food service program. While the Department of Education provides oversight, training, and technical assistance, approved sponsors actually operate the program at the local level. Ultimately, sponsors have administrative, operational, and financial responsibility of the program. Sites, on the other hand, include the locations where meals are actually served. Sponsors are responsible for training and monitoring their sites and may also provide meals to their sites. As we just mentioned, the summer food service program may be operated only by approved sponsors. Approval is provided by the Virginia Department of Education. Let's take a look at the requirements that organizations must meet in order to be approved as sponsors. First, the organization must be a unit of local, county, municipal, or state government, or a public or private school food authority, nonprofit organization, college or university, or residential or non-residential summer camp. Additionally, sponsors must be tax exempt with an IRS code 501c3, be able to demonstrate the capacity to manage the program both administratively and financially, be able to maintain an independent board of directors if applicable, and be able to provide year-round public service to the community. In other words, the organization must be a nonprofit entity with a documented history of organized and financially sound operation, have the ability to form a board of directors, and operate all year, not just during summer meal service periods. As an approved sponsor, organizations are responsible for identifying sites where meals will be served. Like sponsors, sites must meet certain requirements in order to operate the summer food service program. For sites, the requirements depend on the type of site that will operate the program. Let's take a look at each type. The first type of site is an open site. At open sites, meals are available on a first-come, first-served basis to all children in the community who are 18 or under. To operate the food service program as an open site, the site must be located in an area where 50% or more of the children residing in that area are eligible for free and reduced price meals. Sites may use free and reduced price meal data from the Virginia Department of Education, the Community Eligibility Provision, or census data to determine eligibility to operate the program. Approved sites are required to publicize meal service information to the community. The second type of site is known as an open restricted site. Like open sites, open restricted sites must be located in areas where 50% or more of the children residing in the area qualify for free or reduced price school meals. Unlike open sites, meal service at open restricted sites is limited due to an occurrence that compromises the space, security, safety, or control of the site. To be eligible to operate as an open restricted site, proof of the occurrence must be provided during the application process. Additionally, open restricted sites must publicize meal service information to the community, making sure to note that service will be limited. The third type of site is the closed enrolled site. A closed enrolled site is established when a pocket of poverty is identified in a higher income area where less than 50% of children qualify for free or reduced price school meals. In this situation, low-income children may be transported to a meal service site in a needy area or to a site that offers meals in conjunction with programs providing recreational, religious, or other organized activities for specific groups of children. Such activities do not include accredited summer schools where meals should be claimed under the National School Lunch Program. To qualify as closed enrolled, a site may use income eligibility forms. Residential and non-residential summer camps that offer regularly scheduled food service as part of organized programs comprise the fourth type of site. Unlike other site types that may only claim 2 meals per day, camps are allowed to claim up to 3 meals per day. Meals may only be claimed for children who qualify for free or reduced price school meals, which is determined by household income eligibility forms. Camps may not use area eligibility to qualify for the program. Finally, the last type of site is called a migrant site. Migrant sites are those that predominantly serve children of migrant workers. To confirm migrant status, sites must submit documentation provided by a migrant organization to certify that the majority of youth served are children of migrant workers. The site may also serve non-migrant children as long as the majority are migrant. Also, with state agency approval, migrant sites may claim 3 meals per day. Although not designated as a site type, it is important to note that licensed child care centers that participate in the Child and Adult Care Food Program, or CACFP, may also participate in the Summer Food Service Program. These centers may operate as open sites or closed enrolled sites and can determine eligibility using either area eligibility or income eligibility forms. Regardless of site type, only children 18 or younger may receive free meals through the Summer Food Service Program. The only exception includes individuals aged 19 and under who have mental or physical disabilities and participate in a private or nonprofit school program for people with disabilities during the regular school year. Just like with school food service, knowing your audience is vital to marketing summer meal programs to increase participation. It is important to note that the factors impacting participation at summer meal sites may differ from the factors that impact participation at school sites. Two of the biggest factors that negatively impact summer meal participation include access to transportation and the stigma associated with receiving free meals. As such, it is important that sponsors and sites implement initiatives that counteract these factors wherever possible. Many sponsors are attempting to counteract transportation issues by implementing mobile food sites, such as food trucks. While this can be a great solution to transportation issues, it also makes ensuring that participants consume meals on site more challenging. To combat the stigma associated with receiving free meals, sponsors are encouraged to offer fun, kid-friendly enrichment activities at meal service sites. By marketing your program as an opportunity to engage in a fun activity and receive a complimentary meal, you alter the lens with which participants view the program. The sky's the limit in terms of potential enrichment activities. Some examples that are already being implemented include sports, arts and crafts, games, playgrounds, library events, farmers markets, gardening, cooking lessons, swimming and water safety, health fairs, nutrition education, cultural and religious programs, tutoring, substance abuse prevention programs, and public transportation and safety lessons. Check out USDA's Summer Foods, Summer Moves Operator Activity Guide available on USDA's website for more great activity ideas. In addition to enrichment activities, implementing farm to summer initiatives can increase your program's appeal. Incorporating fresh local produce will provide more variety and can also enhance meal quality. Furthermore, investing in local foods means investing in your local economy. For more information on how to incorporate Farm to Summer, visit the Farm to Summer page on the USDA Food and Nutrition Service website. Now that we have covered the purpose and structure of the Summer Food Service Program, as well as strategies for increasing participation, we're going to move on to meal pattern requirements, which differ from school breakfast and lunch program requirements. Let's begin with breakfast. A reimbursable breakfast in the Summer Food Service Program includes 1 serving of milk, 1 serving of fruit, vegetable, or 100% juice, and 1 serving of grain. An optional serving of a meat or meat alternate may also be served, but is not required. If implementing offer versus serve, 1 additional serving of fruit, vegetable, grain, or meat alternate must be offered, and participants must take at least 3 of the 4 food items offered. Also, all food items must be different from each other. For lunch and supper, the following 4 food components must be offered: 1 serving of milk, 2 servings of fruits, vegetables, or 100% juice, 1 serving of grain, and 1 serving of meat or meat alternate. participants must take at least 3 of the 4 food components to make a reimbursable meal. Finally, a reimbursable snack must contain at least 2 of the following 4 components: 1 serving of milk, 1 serving of fruit or vegetable, 1 serving of grain, and 1 serving of meat or meat alternate. Offer versus serve is not an option for snack. At this time, the instructor should prepare to pause the video. Notice that for a reimbursable breakfast, participants are required to take at least 3 food items, whereas for a reimbursable lunch or supper, participants must take 3 food components. At this time, go ahead and pause the video and discuss the following question. What is the difference between a food item and a food component? Welcome back. In your discussion, you should have identified that food components are essentially food groups. These include milk, fruits, vegetables, grains, and meat or meat alternate. Conversely, food items are foods that are served. Thus, food items contain food components. Now, in certain situations, sponsors may receive approval to adjust the meal pattern. For instance, school sponsors who also operate the National School Lunch Program may receive approval to follow that meal pattern during summer food service. It is important to note, however, that offer versus serve requirements differ between the National School Lunch and Summer Food Service programs. So the sponsor must meet the offer versus serve requirements specific to the meal pattern that they are following. Sponsors who operate the CACFP meal pattern may receive approval to follow that meal pattern for the Summer Food Service program. One other requirement to highlight is that sponsors are required to make necessary adjustments or substitutions for medical dietary needs, such as indicated by a special dietary prescription form that must be kept on file. Sponsors are not required to make adjustments or substitutions for dietary preferences, such as vegetarian or vegan, but are encouraged to do so as a best practice. In addition to the meal pattern, sponsors must comply with several requirements related to meal service. 1. The same meal must be served to all participants. 2. All participants must eat all meals on site. Sponsors may allow participants to take 1 fruit, vegetable, or grain item off-site to eat later, but the item must be taken from the participant's own meal or a share table. Additionally, sponsors should only allow this at sites where there is enough staff to monitor the practice and ensure the health and safety of participants. 3. Sponsors must ensure that all participants receive a meal. 4. All local health and sanitation regulations must be followed. 5. For sites that serve meals outdoors, arrangements should be made for inclement weather. And finally, meals must be served on time as publicized. One other requirement we want to review today includes civil rights training. USDA requires that all staff who work with program applicants or participants receive annual civil rights training. Federal regulations establish these requirements for recipients of federal funds to prohibit discrimination and ensure equal access to all programs and activities. Annual civil rights training must cover the following civil rights requirements: public notification of the program, collection and reporting of racial and ethnic data, assuring equal access to the program, developing and following procedures for handling civil rights complaints, and conducting annual civil rights training for staff and new employees. For your convenience, the VDOE Office of School Nutrition posts a civil rights training presentation provided by USDA annually on their website. Sponsors are free to use this presentation for their civil rights trainings. At this time, I want to thank you for tuning in today for an overview of the Summer Food Service Program. For additional resources and information, please visit USDA's Summer Food Service Program website. Thank you so much for watching.